Welcome to my unboxing and first look at a very exciting motherboard. So good things to, yes, this is a motherboard. Look at this, it's like the size of my head. This is the P8Z77-I Deluxe from ASUS. This is part of their Minimax series of motherboards. Forget about home entertainment center, forget about Minimax. Think gaming with this motherboard. This is an ITX board that has just, you know what? Who cares about all of this stuff? Let's open it up and check this out because it's awesome. Okay, so first we have the motherboard, but I'm going to make you guys wait for that. Wait for the exciting part. First I'm going to make you sit through the accessories, which are actually pretty good for an ITX board, as you may or may not have noticed already. Mounting screws, dual band Wi-Fi, 2 Wi-Fi antennas, at least I hope that's dual band Wi-Fi. I haven't screwed myself over here. Yep, oh, and Bluetooth 4.0 is also included with this board. 4 SATA cables, 2 red, 2 black. That's an odd choice. Seriously? ASUS part number something something. I will have to find out what that is. I've never seen that before. I/O shield. Okay, manual with CD that you shouldn't use. And let's have a look at the motherboard itself. Look at this. They couldn't even find a bag that's the right size for a performance motherboard this small. Way too awesome. Okay, here. Come on, take a close look at this. Okay, so we're going to start with this angle because this is like before it gets way too baller. So you have an 1155 socket, which means you have full support for anything up to a 3770K. Yes, you can overclock on this board. Yes, it is awesome. Okay, so I know I've said it's awesome a lot of times, but I'm going to keep explaining why. Dual channel DDR3, 8-pin CPU power connector. Usually ITX boards only have 4-pin power connectors. This is to save space, and it is also because the VRM on them isn't even remotely capable of delivering the kind of current that would require an 8-pin. Okay, so there's an 8-pin, just saying. 24-pin power connector, okay. 2 SATA 3 6 gigabit per second ports, 2 SATA 2 3 gigabit per second ports. Wait a minute. No. Yes. 1 PCIe 16X PCIe 3.0 slot, so you can install even a GTX 690 in here and you'd have full speed for that card, you know, full speed, no big deal, okay? Chipset heatsink, front USB 3 header, 2 front USB 2 headers. I mean, what ITX case even has 6 front USB ports because no motherboard has this kind of expansion on it. There's your Wi-Fi card in that mini PCIe slot. And then you got your Memo K button, which helps you post more easily. You've got 2 fan connectors, which I guess is pretty conservative, but when you consider the size of the board, it's pretty reasonable. Now I'm going to show you guys the ridiculous part. Check this out. Like, look at this. You've got these solid connectors between a daughter board that actually does full digital PWM for this board and is capable of delivering the kind of current you would normally see on a desktop board to that CPU socket. So they have managed to do this, including cooling. This is all cooling. This is all a big fat heatsink. This is, so they have managed to do this while retaining adequate room around the CPU socket and while staying inside that ITX form factor, but barely. I mean, look, realistically, at how much additional PCB space they have added to this ITX board by doing this daughter board thing, which is awesome. So if you're doing like an overclocked, liquid-cooled ITX system in something like a BitPhoenix Prodigy or a Silverstone FTO3 Mini or something like that, this is the motherboard to end all motherboards for the Z77 platform. On the back, you've got 4 USB 2.0 ports, 4 USB 3.0 ports, optical audio out, HDMI, DisplayPort, DVI, there's your 2 antenna spots, gigabit Ethernet powered by Intel, just like all of ASUS's Z77 boards, 2 eSATA, CMOS, clear CMOS, and flashback. Oh, okay, so those are 2 separate buttons for clear CMOS as well as their BIOS flashback feature. And then I'm sort of sad to see sort of ghetto onboard audio. I would have rather seen sort of more audio here as opposed to these. However, if you're doing a baller gaming rig, you should probably be using an external USB sound card or something like that with a system like this. So I'm just going to find out what the heck these cables do and then I'll be back. Okay, it turns out all I had to do was open it up to figure out what it is. This is really cool. So because they've, to save space, they've actually changed their normal layout a little bit for the front panel connectors. If you're having trouble plugging them in, you just plug this whole block in, and then these are all little labeled header extenders that you can use to plug in your front panel connectors. So aside from performance, the P8Z77-I Deluxe delivers convenience. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos. I mean, just take like another look at this. Look at this thing. It's like awesome. Look at these. Look at these solid connectors to the, see how those go right through the PCB? Like very little loss there.